Hey guys, York here, attempt number fucking 5 at getting this fucking rant done. But first, some updates. Prior Deceased, new member of our games, has released Dishonored Episode 1, and he has apologised to us in our group chat that the aspect ratio was a bit funky in Episode 1. He forgot to record in window 1280, 720 even. But he has said that after episode 1, I believe it was episode 1, it should be perfectly fine. We also had an episode of Yachting from Dump Truck last week. What? Yeah, no. This is coming out. Okay, prior I'll have 2 episodes of Dishonored by the time this comes out. I do apologise that I couldn't get this out last Monday, but my wife was taken into hospital late, I want to say like Friday night, possibly Saturday night, and I was meant to record this on the Sunday, but yeah, no, it was Sunday night. So I've been primary caretaker of my daughter and the house, so I didn't really get a chance to do any rant, record or anything. This is the first time I've been able to in a few days, and it's currently about 9:30 at night. My daughter is above my head asleep. That's why I'm not yelling, even though I really want to for the part that I'm coming up to. But yeah, I do apologise for not having a video up last week. Last week. Prior released his first episode 2 weeks ago. The aspect ratio was a bit funky. He apologises for that. Episodes 2 onwards, if I'm right, should be perfect. I'm actually recording this on Tuesday, Wednesday, can't remember which day, but this is going to air after episode 2 of Dishonored, so yeah. What else? Yeah, Dump Truck had an episode of Yachting out, so he's starting to get back into the swing of things. He still, as far as I'm aware, he still can't record. See if he can't. Oh no. He can't play Rocket League or record Rocket League on his main system for some reason. But he's able to record Yachting, and he's doing that. Myself, I'm still having hardware issues. I'll be getting to that in a moment. But I've been having software issues as well. Bandy Cam, the whole Life is Strange thing. I believe my motherboard and processor are somehow inadvertently affecting Bandy Cam, or how Bandy Cam records, because it can record, I'll say, for the sake of this conversation, or this hyperbole or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, it'll record perfectly fine for 6 minutes. I record 30 frames, or, going to be technical, 29.972 I think it is. Basically NTSC standard. Because PAL's like 25, or I don't know, I can't remember ages ago. It's a setting. But yeah, whenever I get over that 8-minute mark, Bandy Cam reports that it's not dropped any frames. However, watching the playback as soon as it's finished recording is basically 8 minutes, up to that 8-minute mark for this conversation, for sake of the conversation, 8-minute mark, plays perfectly fine. 30 frames, perfectly fine. As soon as it hits that 8-minute mark, the frames start dropping until it gets to about 15 frames, where it just holds steady at 15. I'd say average 15. Bounce between 10 and 20, And I verified this by using Bandy Cam, load of VLC player, load of Bandy Cam with the FPS counter in the top left by default. And yeah, sure enough, the thing starts counting down from 30 frames, steady, the constant steady 30 frames, all the way down to 15. So I'm having to resort to using OBS. Just one second. That in itself isn't a problem considering all the other hardware issues I've been having. Because OBS can record like high definition in the FLV format, which is flash video file, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that. But what that means is if my computer inadvertently shuts down, locks up or freezes or crashes or whatever, the recording will not be corrupted like it would be with an AVI or an MP4. AVIs you can rescue, especially with Bandy Cam. You can use Bandy Fix, and that'll actually fix some AVIs. You'll probably lose like 10, maybe 5 minutes or 2-3 minutes up before the crash. You'll lose that, but yeah. With FLV, it's basically the same thing. You lose maybe a minute to 30 seconds or to 5 minutes before the crash, so it's not a total loss. However, if you record to MP4, then yes, it's buggered, because you don't know how long you've recorded for. An MP4 format, if I remember correctly, needs a timestamp. It's something in the file, I believe. You know, it needs a note of how long it is, otherwise something goes wrong. I don't know. It's one of those articles you read when you're trying to like repair MP4s because of shit that would happen. But yeah, it's something I noticed. So swapped over to OBS, and I've done a couple of test recordings, and they've been perfectly fine. So hopefully over the next few days, in between hospital visits and looking after my daughter and looking after the house, I'll be able to sit down and actually get some content out for you guys, whilst I'm getting back up to that point in Life is Strange where I can resume that series, because I really want to resume that series. I owe it to myself and I owe it to you. I want to resume that series. I want to finish that game, because that game is amazing. But now, on to the rant. One of the ideas that I had of why I was crashing is because of the new graphics card my mate gave me. My buddy, if you're watching this, called us Heathen, thank you for the card. I wish I could use the card properly, but for some reason, something is causing my system to lock up or crash, or just randomly reboot. When it reboots, it claims it's an unstable power supply. So my theory is either the card's hinky with my hardware setup, or my power supply is on its way out. Because my power supply is a 700 watt power supply. I can't remember the company. It might be Corsair, might not be, can't really remember. Not without having to take it out. But it's a 700 watt, and from what I've been told, it should be able to run my system as well as the R9 200 series of AMD graphics cards. And apparently Sapphire cards, which is this manufacturer, is meant to be better with cooling. So it's not an overheating issue in regards to the graphics card, because those are reportedly meant to run hot. They're supposed to sit around about 90 degrees. I think it's Fahrenheit. But in Celsius, my card, I mean, I have no idea what Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion rate is. But my card never goes over 50 degrees Celsius, maybe 55. So it's never an overheating issue. Especially when you consider my graphics card, which is an AMD ATI Radeon HD 6670. Those are the good cards. They're probably better if they're crossfired. But that card runs normal. Boot it up from cold, it's about 30 degrees. Playing Rocket League, well, sitting in Rocket League's menu, it jumps up from about 30, I'll say 35. It jumps up to about 50 degrees. And whilst playing, it goes to about 52. no, not 52, 62 or 65, depending on what it's doing. But as soon as you close Rocket League, the temperature just plummets. So my graphics card only goes, or it shows temperature readings up to about 60 odd degrees. So it's not an overheating issue when it comes to the new card. But when I've been using that card and I'm running it, like playing Rocket League on nearly max settings, there is that smell of burning. Now I don't know again if it's my power supply or my new graphics card. I do plan on borrowing an air compressor from my father-in-law, because he's got one, fucking awesome, and I'm just going to completely clean out my system, take everything out, give it a once over with the air compressor, put it all back, get it all sorted and see what happens. But because I swapped out the graphics cards, I had to reinstall the drivers. I tried using the disc that came with the graphics card. Windows didn't want to install it. It wasn't one of those, it's not digitally signed, you can't install because it's not digital. It wasn't one of those errors. Booted up the disc, loaded up the setup turned around and said, cannot detect any XFX software. So I rebooted, logged in again, but when I rebooted, all of my monitors were working. And for those that are at home that don't know, I have 3 monitors. I have 2 1280 by 1024 and one 1440 by 900. So it gives me 4000 by 1024. I use all 3 monitors for, well, mainly multitasking, like video games on my main screen, which is right in front of me, Skype or Discord on the right, like Firefox or like Bandy Cam or Audacity on the left, well now OBS on the left, so I can see when I'm, when I'm recording, when I'm doing that, and when I'm editing, I've got the timeline. Yes, I'm fondling the air. The timeline, the video preview window in front of me, and the media that's been imported, the video effects, transitions, etc. on the right hand side. But when I booted up the computer, it was working perfectly fine. All 3 monitors were on, didn't expect that. Microsoft must have installed compatible drivers. So I was happy as a pig in shit, if I'm honest. So didn't think anything of it. So I played a few games, shut down because I had to go pick up my daughter, because it was like dropped my daughter off at nursery, came home, booted up, because I changed the graphics card the night before, but I didn't boot up or anything. I just did it, went to bed, went to sort everything out today. But as I say, it was working perfectly fine. It was just brilliant. But turned it back on late that evening. Basically, I flipped it on, put my daughter to bed, went to the toilet, went to my computer. When I opened my office door, only 2 monitors were working. What happened to the 3rd monitor? I don't know. So, any guy, that's dealt with tech issues in there, just one second. What's step 1? Yep, if you've seen is it the IT crowd or the IT crowd or whatever? Did you turn it off and on again? Yes, I did. I did 3 times. I even rebooted my system 4 times just to see if it was an error. I even swapped the cables around, like going from the graphics card to the onboard back to the graphics card, because I've got 2 in the graphics card, 1 in the motherboard, a HDMI DVI from the graphics card, and VGA from the motherboard for all 3 of my monitors. So it's like, I get all 3 working. Well, not at that point. So it's like, what the hell's going on? So I went into the device manager, and what I saw was fucked up. There'll be an image on the screen now. Hello from behind the image. Hello. But basically, it merged my physical graphics card with my APU graphics card, or my APU graphics chipset. I've got the APU A10 from AMD. I'll have the specs in the description below. But basically, it detected the, I want to say 7660D, which is the APU graphics. Then it detected that again, but with a plus dual HD with my Radeon card. As I don't have the image in front of me, so I can't quote. And it's like, wait, no, I didn't tell it to do that. Windows fucking updated and fucked me up. Seriously. Fuck you, Microsoft. It took me about 3 hours of just trying to find out how to stop Microsoft forcing this driver update on me. There are plenty of guys out there that are supposed to help, but unfortunately I'm one of those rare cases where none of them helped. Not one. Basically, uninstall it, delete the, because when you hit uninstall you get like a pop-up saying delete software for this device, and I went into advanced system settings to basically tell it do not download or install drivers for hardware. What did it do? I'll tell you what it did. It fucking installed the drivers again and again and again and again. And I'm looking at the screen, not the camera, wherever it is. Yeah, I literally uninstalled those drivers 7 times. Rebooted, trying to install the drivers from the disk I mentioned earlier, but it wouldn't work. So I tried compatibility mode with S7, XP, Vista. None of them worked because it couldn't detect the XFX hardware. So one of my friends suggested, why don't you get the latest drivers from AMD directly? Don't rely on Windows. Did that. Didn't work. Nope. Installed the drivers. All 3 monitors was like blinking off and on, you know. For a split second, it's like, oh, it's working, it's working, it's working. No. Did not work. But I remembered what Dump Truck said. He didn't have this issue, but he remembered he wanted to update the drivers. But with all these new graphics cards coming out, his card and my card are now considered legacy hardware. So I went back to the AMD website, downloaded the legacy drivers, uninstalled the drivers again, rebooted. Soon as I was logged in and booted up, I raced to my download folder, installed the legacy drivers, rebooted once it was finished. All 3 monitors were, well, actually no, one monitor wasn't working still. However, went into the Catalyst Control Panel, or the CCC, and lo and behold, what I was theorising, which is annoying because I haven't actually fucking mentioned it, Microsoft, when they installed the new drivers, didn't give you the option, or didn't give me the option of disabling Crossfire. That was my issue. It forced enabled Crossfire. Why? I don't fucking know. If I knew that, if I knew for a fucking fact that that was the fucking issue, I'd have sorted it out ages ago. But once I got into the Catalyst Control Center, went into Radeon, I think it's either AMD Dual Graphics or Radeon Dual Graphics, and I clicked disable. Oh, all 3 monitors came back alive. All 3, to this day, are still working. I'm literally still waiting for Microsoft to fuck me in the ass again. Because I know what you like, Microsoft. You like doing it in the ass. Look at all these people. You're forcing your shitty Windows 10 operating system on. Recommended updates. Fuck off. Now, don't get me wrong. I've honestly tried to like Windows 10. It is optimized. It's well optimized. It comes with a lot of features that I actually enjoy. But there's stuff that I don't like advertising. It tailors the advertising to you because it's data mining your personal information. I read somewhere that actually goes through your emails, and it collects anonymous statistical data on you. Admittedly, it is anonymous, but still, it's your data, and they're sending it to Microsoft and potentially selling it on to other companies. I say I'm probably tinfoil. I mean, I can go get some tinfoil. It's only over there. I'm in my kitchen. It's over there. But all that can be disabled. So that, disable it. Mainly from what I've been told, every time you run a system update, and it updates the system and reboots, this, that, it re-enables everything. Fair enough. Just put a little post-it note on the side of the monitor. When updating, disable, Bada bing, bada boom, done, sorted. That I can get past. But all the bullshit that I've had to deal with since I installed Windows 10, seriously fucking aggravating. And I'm going to have to cut it short here, because I can hear my daughter crying for me. But I've been York. This has been a vlog, update, rant. Take it how you will. Bye guys.